Challenges. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The U.S. military says it's working on getting aid into Gaza as the United Nations issues a warning about security.
The UN has suspended food distribution in Rafah due to a lack of supplies. Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Patrick Ryder says over 500 metric tons of aid have been brought ashore via the pier built off the coastline, and that
we do anticipate that assistance will be distributed in the coming days.
Several trucks did not make it to their destinations over the weekend after being intercepted, leading to conversations between the U.S., Israel, the UN, and aid organizations about changes that need to be made.
To identify alternative routes for the safe movement of staff and cargo.
Ryder says the amount of aid will increase over time.
The goal, of course, is to get this humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people who need it most.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken appearing before the Senate this morning, condemning the move by the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court seeking arrest warrants for Israel's prime minister over actions in Gaza, saying it's extremely wrong-headed for the prosecutor to equate Israeli officials with Hamas leaders that he is also seeking to indict. The defense in former President Trump's hush money trial rested its case this morning without calling the former president to the stand. After court was over for the day, Trump again said he's done nothing wrong.
There's been no evidence. There's no evidence, and there's no crime. There's no crime. Everybody says there's no crime. Where's the crime?
Much of the day was spent with the judge outlining what will be allowed during jury instructions. Court will resume 1 week from today. Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fonnie Willis, the prosecutor in Trump's Georgia election interference case, has won the Democratic primary in her bid for re-election. She's now set to face Republican Courtney Kramer in November. America is listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
A lawsuit over a teenager's cardiac arrest blames caffeinated lemonade sold by Panera.
The lawsuit says 18-year-old Luke Adams suffered cardiac arrest after he drank Panera Bread's charged lemonade. Adams had to be resuscitated in a movie theater on March 9th, hours after he had one of the large drinks. The suit says he did not know the energy drink had almost 400 milligrams of caffeine when served without ice. Panera has previously announced it was phasing out the product and that its products are safe. The suit, filed in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, is the latest involving Panera's highly caffeinated drinks. 3 other lawsuits say the drink caused 2 deaths and long-term heart problems for another person in Rhode Island. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
British police say a man charged with assisting Hong Kong authorities gather intelligence in the United Kingdom has died under unexplained circumstances. People on popular weight loss medications will soon have more options at the grocery store.
Nestle, the company that makes DiGiorno pizza, Stouffer's, and lean cuisine meals, has developed a new line of packaged foods for people on weight loss drugs Wegovy or Ozempic. The new brand is called Vital Pursuit. Nestle says the products contain more protein, iron, and calcium to help people on the medications with the right nutrition, protein, good fiber, and the right minerals. The products are to debut in October for under $5 per item. Nestle is also known for its Kit Kat chocolate bars and Nescafe coffee. The company says it started working on the new foods last year. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
Highlands National Museum has hosted a welcome home ceremony for 2 ancient statues illegally trafficked by a British collector that ended up in New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. The statues are thought to be around 1,000 years old. I'm Lisa Lacera. This is Fox News.
From the Sierra Radio Network Newsroom, I'm Andrea Drake. It's 5:05. Here are your upcoming local and regional news headlines. Concerns are raised over contractual gaps in Lassen's Home Key project agreement with Coal West and the state. While Plumas County Sheriff's Office is urging caution against door-to-door scams, and you can have a say in Susanville and the county's safety, a local area hazard mitigation plan needs your input. The stories behind these headlines coming up for you at the bottom of the hour. Now to Amanda and Aaron for Live at 5.
Good evening. You're listening to Live at 5 with Amanda and Aaron on your only local news radio station, KJDX, KSUE, Susanville, Portola, Quincy, and Chester. Tonight is True Crime Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about the Doomsday Mom Lori Vallow. Yes, so stay right here. Also, we're going to be calling out 3 names to try and qualify for that Cabo cruise, so you better be listening and stay right here. All this and much more along with your local weather right after this break.
Are always there, ready to care. Each year, America's hospitals provide care to all who need it. According to the American Hospital Association, hospitals provide care to 137 million people and employ 6 million. In these unprecedented times, hospitals and health systems exhibit compassion, courage, and commitment to serving patients and communities. We are proud of our Banner Lassen Medical Center and Banner Health Clinic team for their commitment to our community and mission of making healthcare easier so life can be better. Thank you for all you do. Happy Hospital and Nurses Week.
Sierra Pacific Industries is proud to be a longtime member of Plumas County, and we are grateful for the continued support of our mountain community. We invite you to join the Sierra Pacific family to build a future and career in the Quincy area. Visit us today at 1538 Lee Road in Quincy or call 530-283-2820. Sierra Pacific Industries is an equal opportunity employer, including those with a disability and veterans.
Carved from the natural terrain of the Mohawk Valley, immaculate fairways capture your imagination to want to play. Framed with native grasses, California poppies, and blue lupine, a serene setting with streams running through the tall pines, cedars, firs, and quaking aspens, and waterfalls that contribute to this unique setting and beauty of the Dick Bailey designed course. It includes championship fees, the par 71 course with 4 sets of tees for each hole. You can expect an exhilarating round of golf in a most unique, beautiful setting called White Hawk Ranch Golf Club, Gray Eagle. To find out more, visit whitehawkranch.com.
Carlson's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, expert advice, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit in-store in Susanville or online at carlsonstirepros.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Dedicated to their customers, committed to the communities they serve, loyal to their service to you. For over 60 years, that is the Ed Staub & Sons promise. Ed Staub & Sons have been serving Northeast California residents and businesses with diesel, dyed diesel, heating oil, propane, kerosene, bulk fuels, lubricants, and oils. Ed Staub & Sons providing quality products and service and meeting Northeast California energy needs. They offer tankless water heaters and propane-powered appliances too, along with Renai heaters. Visit them at edstaub.com.
We've got your getaway to sunny Cabo. It's our annual vacation getaway aboard a fabulous Princess Cruise. This very special getaway is reserved for you and your partner. A getaway packed full of great memories. Here's where to register.
Lassen Auto Body, Lassen Nursing and Rehabilitation, Lumberjacks, Diamond Mountain Casino, Diamond Mountain Mini Mart, Canna Junction, Town and Country Real Estate, and Seneca Healthcare District.
Keep it here to hear your name announced on the air and then call us to qualify for our next drawing to sunny Cabo. Only from your official vacation station.
We are all busy and don't always have the luxury of stopping to smell the spring flowers. As things gear up for the busy summer season, Seneca Healthcare would like to remind you not to forget about you. Keeping yourself healthy is key to successfully helping others and accomplishing all those goals. Don't forget about your health this season. Call the Lake Almanor Clinic in Chester today at 1-833-227-3743. We are open, accepting new patients, and here for you.
When our kids thrive, our community thrives. From confidence and resilience to team building and character development, sports can build a strong foundation for success on and off the field. That's why Hat Creek Construction, located in beautiful Susanville, has proudly supported and invested in North State youth programs like high school sports, FFA, and 4-H for over 50 years. Visit us at hatcreekconstruction.com.
There is a lot of excitement at Susanville Auto Center with the arrival of all-electric vehicles. More choices than ever before with Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Ford. Now showing at their exciting new showroom, Highway 395 and Richmond Road. Or visit them at SusanvilleAutoCenter.com.
Lassen Municipal Utility District is dedicated to connecting and supporting the community we serve by providing safe, reliable, and sustainable service. To learn more about our mission statement, visit us at lmud.org. You and LMUD, more powerful together.
Northeast California weather. All right, you beautiful people. The time is currently 5:11, and we're going to take a look at that 3-day northeastern California weather. Outside the studio is currently 66 degrees. It's kind of nice outside, right? I like it when it's in the 60 to 70 range. It's not too bad. All right, tonight we're going to have a clear evening with a low of 45. Wednesday, tomorrow, it's going to be nice and sunny with a high of 74. Clear in the evening with a low of 36. Thursday, sunny during the day with a high of 71. Clear in the evening with a low of 42. And Friday, it's going to be sunny again with a high of 76. A little bit cloudy in the evening Friday night with a low of 44. But all in all, it's going to be a beautiful week, you guys. Go plant some flowers. I don't know. Grow some tomatoes. I don't know. Your full weather forecast is found on our website or our app, SierraDailyNews.com, or our app, Sierra Daily News. That's right. And what is it today? It's True Crime Tuesday. And we're getting deep today. Me and Aaron did our research. We watched what we need to watch. We wrote notes. We got clips. We're ready for this.
We cried a little bit.
We did cry a little bit.
You have me watching the saddest things.
It's horrific. It's a crime. It's a horrible crime.
Why does it gotta be on kids?
I know. So
okay,
today,
go ahead. Tell us about our Crime Tuesday focus.
Well, today we are, if you've heard about it, some call the nickname of Doomsday Mom, and she is Lori Vallow. And we're going to go ahead and lay down the forefront of her little background, and then we'll move into the horrific story about this sorry excuse of a human being.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even call her a mother.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. But if you haven't heard of the story, we are going to lay it out. Here we go. So Lori Vallow, she still is. Yeah. She came across as a really great mom. And she actually, in her younger years, she was on Wheel of Fortune. Did you see that?
I saw that, yeah.
And, but supposedly God told her to go on Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay. Bells are ringing. She's a little off-center.
Yeah, right then you're like, okay. And then, as well as, she was in the Mrs. Texas pageant. She, was a good-looking woman, and, she did have her dabbles, and she was a part of the LDS church to begin with.
Right.
And
as a disclaimer, that's the church that I go to, so just as a disclaimer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're not talking.
Right, but as a disclaimer.
She went a whole nother direction.
She went. You always have that person in that congregation like, oh, yeah. She was one of those.
You're the one giving loans. Yeah. Well, so she was married, and then she was married again. Her second marriage, she had her son, Colby. We're going to kind of lay it out so you guys can, because you're going to hear these names. And her third marriage, she had her daughter, Tylee, with husband number 3.
Right.
And then husband number 4, which you're going to hear a lot about him. His name's Charles Vallow. And they adopted a little boy named JJ, who was autistic.
Yep.
And so now you kind of have the forefront of, how their family look, okay?
Right.
So, anyways, they went on family vacations, and it all seemed really great. She did have a bumpy relationship with husband number 3, which was Tylee's dad, who was abusive. But they moved past that. But they did have some clips in the show that we watched that showed that she was telling their church and stuff that she was going to kill him, and for what he did and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was starting to show, she was using faith, but then she was using her own way of handling things as well. Mm-hmm. Showing some bits and pieces of maybe some mental,
Right.
in not bumpiness. We'll say that.
Okay.
She also had 2 brothers. She had Lori has a brother named Alex, and the other brother, I forgot the other brother's name.
But Alex is pretty important.
Alex is very important. Alex Cox, okay? So, anyways, this is where the story really starts, is when she is with husband number 4, Charles Vallow. Mm-hmm. She has her oldest son, Colby. He's moved out, married, has his own family. But at home, she has Tylee, who's 16, and she has JJ, who is 6 at home. And right away, the show kind of jumps forward, and it shows this man, who's Charles Vallow, telling the police he's worried for his kids' safety, that their mom is kind of like a part of a cult, and that she's saying all kinds of crazy things, and he doesn't feel like his kids are safe.
Right. Talking about how people are light and dark. Yes. And zombies, because they're not themselves anymore. Their body's been taken over.
And he's saying that this is what she's saying.
Right.
And that, so they get a hold of her and they bring her to the police station. She manipulates the situation. She tells the cops, he's cheating, and, gets the cops kind of on her side.
She did put up a very convincing portrayal of herself. She didn't look like she was a threat to her kids. And even the cop said that in the video from the interview video. And he's like, "You don't look like you're a threat to your kids," and yada yada yada. Anyway, she was very convincing. So I don't fault the police.
Yeah, she's a good manipulator.
Yes.
And she also had Tylee with her daughter at the time, who you can tell she also had a little manipulated as well, to kind of, run the scene and get the cops on her side, and be like, he's a cheater and he's crazy, and, kind of, they laid it out like that.
Right.
Well, going further, so they really didn't jump on taking care of, going after, checking on the kids, worried about
follow-ups.
them. Yeah, so there was no real follow-ups. And so this goes on to, let's see, the next follow-up is when, I'm trying to do it in order, is Charles starts saying that she is actually the one that's cheating with this man, Chad Daybell. This is where Chad Daybell comes into the picture, and he is the one who basically thinks he's God.
Like a prophet. He's like a prophet.
He thinks he's a prophet.
And he can see people's, evil side and how they're light or dark, and if they're zombies and need to be set free by killing them.
And he's also said these 144,000 people would be established kind of through him.
Right.
Through this, because he wrote these books. Right. And that's how Lori met him, is that she went to like a conference of his, and she started being a follower of his. And he kind of kept this list of, who was a light and who was a dark, and what level they were, and,
Right.
He made the choice that he was making these decisions.
Yeah.
And so, this is all going forward. Well, as this goes on, Alex,
the brother,
Lori's brother, comes into the picture because he's also a follower of Chad Daybell and Lori now that they're all kind of starting to work together. Mm-hmm. And then Charles Vallow went to get his son for school, and all of a sudden, Charles gets shot by Alex.
Right.
And did you see, so Alex, very calm
collected. Oh, yes.
I shot him, and it was self-defense, and we had to use,
and they asked him, do you do CPR?
And he said yes.
Yes.
He ended up not. They
later found out that he did not.
And the 43 minutes after, he waited 43 minutes after he shot him to call the police.
Did you catch the other one? The second bullet was
when he was on the ground already.
When he was on the ground already.
Yeah, I caught that too.
You did catch that.
And so when Lori shows back up, which she took his car to go take the son to school, they heard the gunshot outside. They were outside, her, the daughter, and the little boy, and they heard the gunshot, and she left to go take the son to school. And so she comes back, and she's all nonchalant. They just tell her husband's dead, and she's just like, okay.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. Like, she was just like, okay, we just moved in, so now the neighbor's probably looking at us like, she's worried about what the neighbors thought, and not the fact that her husband or ex-husband, I don't know where the divorce was at that point, if it was complete or not, but she was just kind of nonchalant about it. More worried about the neighbors and what they thought.
And we were to clearly say what this Daybell, Chad Daybell, how he claimed he could know evil spirits from good spirits.
Right.
And the dark spirits are zombies, and the only way to free the spirit is to kill the body.
Yep.
So remember that, guys, because that's important towards the end of the story.
Right.
And so anyways, so Charles has now died, which is JJ's dad.
Right.
And
was it JJ's dad?
It was JJ's dad.
Okay.
And so, which also Colby, the oldest, he counted him as his dad because they said he helped raise them.
Colby did.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most.
Right.
And so now he's gone. Well then, yes.
No, I was just going to say, are you going to come into the part, because we didn't really rehearse this, I guess. But anyway, are you going to talk about how what she said happened to Charles, to Colby? What she told Colby about Charles, I should say, how he died.
Oh yes. So she calls Colby, the oldest son, who's has his own family and everything, and tells him
he had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack. And then they told the school he committed suicide.
Yeah.
And so she's telling all these different stories when he got shot by her brother.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, why is she lying? It's obvious it's going to come out.
Yeah.
But Colby shows up to the house, and he doesn't even know that he had been shot until he gets there. And they're like, oh, he got shot. He didn't have a heart attack. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And they had all started seeing signs that Lori was kind of going south with her beliefs and the direction she was going, following Chad Daybell and his own little religion he came up with, basically. Go ahead.
And this is where Colby really was believing in his mom up to this point, and his dad Charles would be like, hey, no, I'm not cheating. It's not that. And he was not taking his side. He was taking her side. And up to this point, he believed her. Now, all of a sudden, she's on shaky ground. And he's like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah. So, now we move a little bit forward.
Mm-hmm.
And, and mind you, Chad Daybell is married. He's married. He has 5 kids.
Yes.
He's married to a woman named Tammy. And that's Chad's wife. Chad Daybell's wife. So this is Tammy Daybell. So after, so crazy. It's so crazy how this lays out.
It's a big web.
Yeah. So after Charles dies, then all of a sudden, Tammy dies.
Yes.
Chad's wife dies all of a sudden.
I forget what she died of, or what they claimed.
Yeah, they claimed something that was
of natural causes.
Yes.
Yes.
And ended up, once things keep construing, because Tammy dies, and then next up, because after Tammy dies, Lori and her kids moved to where Chad is.
Right.
And they moved to where they're at in Idaho, in Rexburg. And and that's in September when they go move over there with them. And right after Tammy dies. And then right after they move, Alex dies, the brother that killed Charles, the husband, and that was following Chad Daybell's,
right,
religion that he made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
right.
It's basically what it is. He made his own. And so...
And I think about this time, the cops started getting involved.
Yes, because they're like, wait a minute, there's a lot of...
All of a sudden, that's when Alex dies.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we got to tie up some loose ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Alex told his wife
anyway.
that they're trying to use me as, like, the scapegoat. Like, he told her that right before he died.
Yes.
And supposedly he died of, like, pulmonary embolism, and they're saying it's from natural causes, but everyone's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And so, because they got rid of him as soon as the cops started questioning, like, wait a minute. So then they exhumed Tammy's body, and poor Tammy, I mean, she just got wrapped into Chad and Lori's craziness. So, at this time, they said Lori and Chad and the kids are all like living down there in Rexburg, Idaho. But Colby, the oldest brother, he starts trying to reach out to his sister Tylee because I think it was his birthday and then it was her, and he starts getting these text messages that are not sounding like her and it's not the way she writes, and he's questioning them.
He's like, you don't put punctuation in your text message. It was one of the things. Yeah, because kids don't. And once he started questioning it, and he said, this isn't Tylee, and he started asking his mother, where's my sister? Where's my brother? No one has seen them. So the grandparents of JJ send a welfare check to go and find out what the heck is going on. Where are these kids? We haven't seen them in like a month or two, and time's going and there's no answers. So police go and knock on the door of Lori, which they were able to find her address because someone was buying stuff off of Charles Vallow, the man who passed away, was killed by Alex's Amazon account. And so they linked, where is this stuff going? And it linked right over there to where Lori was at. Yeah. And it was a ring that was bought, by the way. A ring, yes.
We're going to get back to that.
Right.
And so they find her and they go, okay, where's JJ? And she says that JJ is with her friend Melanie, who was a follower of Chad Daybell's following.
Well, right.
Yes. And they said that she had him over in Arizona. And so they decided to contact Melanie, and we have some audio. Let's see if we have, we have enough time. Yeah. We're going to show you let you listen to the audio of Melanie talking with Lori about,
and Chad's on
and Chad about what's going on with JJ.
Right.
And then we're going to go ahead and, we'll do that real quick. Here we go.
I want to know, you remember we talked about JJ going to Kay's house, and you told me they went there, and now he's not there? I was wondering what happened.
And notice the pause.
Yeah.
Well, I had to move him somewhere else because of her actions. So, was she doing something? Like, was she trying to come get him or something? Or, like, trying to kidnap him?
Well, she said that lots of times before, but...
And then here's the other one.
Okay, I was wondering why you told the police why he was with me.
Long pause.
I just needed to have somebody so I wouldn't have to tell them where he really was, because they were going to tell Kay where he is.
Oh.
And Kay is Lori's mother.
Do you think it's like your family? Or, like your family, your dad, or, those people?
Family, well, not my whole family, but as you know, most of my family is working against me and with her, basically.
Yeah. Okay, I hope that he's okay. I hope you guys are okay. I did have a question that I asked Al at one point, your brother.
Alex.
The brother.
If I wanted to know, like where he was, and he said I did not want to know, and that he could not be found. So what does that mean?
say that, but it's the same story. Like, I don't even want Al to know. I don't want anybody to know so that nobody has to be worried about it. I mean, nobody has to be
crazy.
And this is the voice of a woman who killed her children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are a couple clips of when her friend kind of was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I don't, because police come to her and she's like, I don't have him, and I don't know why. And they also in the documentary at the court, he told her, hey, the police are going to call you and you need to say that he's with you. And she was like, no, where is he?
Yeah.
And they were like, don't worry about it. But all right, we're going to get back to this. We do have, the rest of the story, but and we will be pulling out some names for the Cabo Cruise too. So not to the winners, but to qualify.
To qualify some winners.
Yes. So all right, we're going to go ahead
some listeners,
and let Andrea spill some beans with local news, and we'll be back.
Your only local news radio is on the air.
With your latest local and regional news from the Sierra Radio Network newsroom, here's what's happening. Lassen's administrative officer shares concerns over contractual documents in the joint agreement with developers Coal West over the Home Key project. Home Key is a state-funded program addressing the state's homelessness crisis, where partners Coal West Investments and the county are using a $3 million grant set to create a 15-unit complex at the old hospital site in Susanville. The site is contested due to its proximity to homes and Diamond View Middle School. CEO Richard Egan addressed gaps in the state-delivered standard agreement after an 8-month delay. The original Home Key application was approved in July of last year and awarded just weeks later.
We all understood and believed that the standard agreement that was referenced would be a trilateral agreement between the county, the co-applicant Coal West, and the state, and provide some sort of framework and financial assurances and basically a roadmap of how to get the project completed and implemented. But my reading of the contract is that it doesn't do what we thought it would do. It essentially treats both co-applicants, county and Coal West, as one, jointly and severally liable to the state for performing the performance on this project, and with the outlined milestones included.
Egan noted that the county and Coal West has requested an extension to the 15-month timeline due to the delay. He emphasized that this is not just a construction project, but a 15-year commitment, and due diligence is required. Coal West partner Melanie Westbrook did mention the process has been great but difficult, and noted state openness to the extension. She confirmed progress at the site with improvements like a new gate and street lights. Yet the revisit of the discussion did not go without a neighboring homeowner expressing concerns about the project's communication.
I have not seen true rules and regulations for this project coming forward of what it takes to get people into there. That it seems like it's free housing, but I think we should hear about it, or you should know the answers, and then it would put us at ease.
Egan and Housing and Grants Representative Grace Poore clarified that the housing will serve 18 to 24-year-olds experiencing homelessness, with 5 units for the general population at risk of homelessness, all with income limitations and background checks. Supervisor Jason Ingram highlighted the need for such a project, noting the high number of homeless youth within the county school system.
There are over 40 homeless kids that go to Lassen High School alone. And I'm on the charter school board down in Doyle, and we've got, right now, 8 homeless kids in our school. So what happens to those kids once they turn 18? They're most likely still going to be homeless. So a project like this makes sense.
Supervisor Aaron Albaugh acknowledged the difficulty but potential benefits of the change.
I think it's going to go in the right direction.
as far as public safety. I mean, you're getting rid of the homeless that just run out there and hide in this building now, or used to hide, but now it's cleaned up and it's getting rid of blight. You know, and as far as, you know, bringing this back so that we have, now that we have the standard agreement, we see the holes in it. I mean, not only are we protecting the county, but we're protecting the vital business and asset within the county.
To address Egan's concerns, staff will draft a performance bond with Coal West Investments to protect the county with Coal West agreement. The item is expected to return to the board by their next meeting. Officials from the city of Susanville Indian Rancheria, and Lassen County are looking for your input on the next phase of the local area hazard mitigation plan. An upcoming meeting in June will give you the opportunity to make sure your prospective concerns, challenges, and expectations are considered and incorporated into the plan. The purpose of updating the plan is for the local governments to identify and implement actions to reduce or eliminate risk from hazards and threats. This involves a comprehensive planning process to understand those hazards, assess current capabilities, and determine appropriate strategies. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, requires these plans to be updated every 5 years to qualify for hazard mitigation assistance grants. Lassen County's current plan expired in January, and the goal is to have a new FEMA-approved plan by the end of the year. The public meeting will be held virtually Thursday, June 6 at 7 p.m. To join by Zoom, you can visit the county's website for access. Plumas County Sheriff's Office is urging caution against door-to-door scams. The Sheriff's Office has issued a warning following an increase in reports of door-to-door salespeople attempting to pressure individuals into signing contracts or paying for services. The Sheriff's Office emphasizes it's your door, your rules. They urge residents to stay vigilant and avoid being caught off guard by these tactics, and they do share some helpful tips to help you protect yourself. Verify identity. Always confirm their identity if anyone is offering those unsolicited services. Never feel pressured to make a quick decision. And if something feels off, trust your instinct and report it to the Sheriff's Office immediately. By following these guidelines, you can help protect yourself from potential scams. For more information or to report suspicious activity, you can reach out to the Plumas County Sheriff's Office. And that is what's happening from your only local news radio, keeping you informed and connected to your communities throughout Lassen, Plumas, and Sierra counties.
Thank you, Andrea. And now we're going to head over to Angie and find out what's going on Wall Street.
This is Angie Crowley, financial advisor with Edward Jones, located at 515 Ash Street, Suite B in Susanville, bringing you the daily financial market report. Both stocks and bonds were little changed on Tuesday, with the S&P 500 logging a modest gain for the day and bond yields ticking lower. With an absence of major data releases or headlines, equities appear content to hover near all-time highs as the prevailing narrative continues to be one of general optimism powered by healthy corporate earnings growth and anticipation of easier Fed policy this year. While markets have been anxious about the fact that expected Fed cut rates have been pushed too much later in the year, equities are holding on to strong gains thanks to encouraging corporate earning trends. With the first quarter result announcements drawing to a close, all eyes this week will be on NVIDIA's results, which are due out after the bell on Wednesday. With a sharp rally in NVIDIA shares, expectations are high and results are likely to set the tone for the level of enthusiasm that continues to circle around the AI theme. More broadly, the corporate earnings story is a source of support for the markets, with first quarter results coming in consistent with expectations for healthy profit growth this year. Above-trend GDP growth over the last year has been led by strong household spending. Elevated interest rates, dwindled accumulated savings, and moderating wage gains all present a headwind to this trend. And while we don't see consumer spending drying up this year, we do think it will soften a bit, leading to a slower pace of overall GDP growth. Quarterly announcements from a host of consumer companies have shed additional light on the state of the consumer. Target will report tomorrow, but shared in advance that it will cut prices on a large list of most frequently bought items, a more consistent with recent commentary from companies like McDonald's, Walmart, and Starbucks, which have indicated that consumers are showing some faint signs of fatigue on discretionary spending. We think the labor market will hold up sufficiently to support ongoing spending and avoid a recession, but given the stubbornness of inflation readings of late, we expect there to be an intense focus on consumer spending as we advance. Today, the Dow Jones was up 67 points and closed at 39,874. The NASDAQ was up 38 points and closed at 16,833. And the S&P 500 was up 13 points and closed at 5,321. In the bond market, the 10-year Treasury yield is trading at 4.41%. In commodity markets, the price of crude oil was down by 67 cents and closed at $78.63 a barrel. And the spot price of gold was down $11 and closed at $2,427.50. This is Angie Crowley, financial advisor with Edward Jones, located at 515 Ash Street, Suite B in Susanville. Member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice. If you would like additional information or you have questions about your investments, give me a call at 530-257-2803.
Northeast California weather.
All right, time is currently 5:40. We're going to take another quick look at that 3-day northeastern California weather. Outside the studio is currently still 66 degrees. Today, or this evening, it's going to be clear with a low of 45. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 74. Clear in the evening with a low of 36. Thursday, sunny with a high of 71. Clear in the evening with a low of 42. And Friday, another sunny day with a high of 76. A little bit cloudy in the evening with a low of 44. So, all in all, it's going to be a nice, beautiful week. Your full weather forecast is found on our website or our app, SierraDailyNews.com, or the app on Apple or Android, Sierra Daily News. All right, Aaron.
Ready for it.
Ready for it. First, I think we got to do one quick thing. You know what that is?
Oh, that's what I was ready for.
Not that. All right, guys, it's time for us to call out a few more names to try to get some people qualified for that drawing that is coming up around the corner on the 31st. So, I have 3 names here, and if you're going to have 12 minutes and 40 seconds to give me a call and get your name in the box to possibly win a cruise to Cabo. All right, and those people are Julia Stifler out of Lake Almanor. She registered at Payless Lumber. Teresa Ackley out of Susanville, who registered at Diamond Mountain Casino, and Laura Gardner out of Susanville, who registered at Red Hut. All right, guys, you have 12 minutes and 40 seconds to give us a call at 257-8255 and get your name in the box. Again, 257-8255. You have 12 minutes and 40 seconds. And those people, again, are Laura Gardner, Teresa Ackley, and Julia Stifler. Good luck from your official vacation station. Ha!
Ha.
Boom, boom. Okay.
Okay.
So until we get those calls, we got to get back into the story.
Yes, really quick. People are asking me, they're texting me, where can I see this documentary?
On Netflix. It is called Sins of a Mother. There are some movies and everything else, but what we watched was Sins of the Mother, and it's on Netflix. So.
Yes. Worse than sins. I don't know. To me, it's
horrible. Sorry, excuse of a human being is what I call it. All right, so we wanted to jump back in. We probably will get at least one of these qualifiers calling in, but we'll pause and
I'll keep my eye
we're
on.
going to try to get to the rest of the story because it's kind of crazy. Okay, so next part is after the check-in, Lori and Chad Daybell hit the road.
Yes, they do.
And they go to Hawaii. And what do? They married. And it gets released because people are it was starting to stir up that like something weird was going on and these kids are missing. And so the press got it. Her son Colby heard about it. There was like over 600 pictures of this wedding, including the ring that they ordered on Amazon using Charles Vallow, the husband that they killed. Amazon account. Okay, let's see.
Messed up.
You're on air with Amanda and Aaron. Who's this?
Hi, this is Teresa Ackley.
Hey,
Teresa. You made it. We're going to put you in the box.
All right.
We got it.
What do I have to do?
Now listen, on May 31st to the morning show with Chris and Andrea, they're going to be picking the next winner for the trip. So be listening May 31st to the morning show.
During the 7 a.m. hour.
Got it.
Okay, good luck to you.
Good luck.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, congratulations, Teresa. We're going to put you in the box, and you are now qualified
in the box,
to
Teresa.
get pulled on May 31st. All right, now back to the crazies.
Okay.
So Lori and Chad go get married.
On the beach where they used to swim as a family together.
Yes, that was like all the
would-
kids' favorite trip was to go to Kauai, and go to this beach, and they did all of this. They're so
They did it at the same exact beach.
disgusting. And anyways,
I don't know why that's messed up, but I just think it's messed up.
It is, like, I mean, especially because we know what happens at the end of the story. So, anyways, word gets out, police pull them over and tell her, okay, they give her 3 days to show the kids and be like, they're okay, because she kept telling them, the kids are fine, you guys, there's nothing wrong with the kids, they're perfectly happy, da-da-da-da. And so they say, okay, you got 3 days to provide the kids, to show proof. And so 3 days pass, no kids, Lori gets arrested. They fly her butt back to Idaho from Hawaii, and they don't arrest Chad Daybell quite yet. But he, follows on behind, and it's so disgusting when Lori shows up in this court.
Yes.
She's smiling.
She smiles.
Ooh.
Doesn't look at Chad,
Colby,
her son. She looks over at Chad.
She just looks at Chad. Ooh, Chad. Anyways.
How'd she do it?
Ooh, Chad.
But yeah, she looked towards him
Crazies.
for comfort. And like, hey, but she smiles through it. And it was just creepy.
Yeah. Star excuse of human beings, just saying.
Yeah.
And so anyway, moving forward, so they start going, okay, where are these kids? Because she's still not providing where these kids are. Kids are still missing.
Right.
And
not cooperating with police.
And months have gone by.
Right.
And so they finally, you remember Alex Cox, her brother, he died too. Oh, shocker.
Weird. Right after they decided to exhume Tammy's body.
Yes, the day after they exhumed Tammy Daybell's body, Alex dies. Oh, what?
Yeah. And it's listed as
Shocker.
natural causes, though. It's just weird.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, they go ahead and they get Alex's phone. The police have Alex's phone.
Yes.
So, and they also have Tammy's phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they ping Alex's phone to see where that phone had been during that. And guess what? The day that they went missing, September 9th, when Tylee went missing, was September 9th.
Right.
Because the last day she was ever seen in a picture was September 8th at Yellowstone.
Right.
And September 9th is when no one ever sees her again. But on Uncle Alex's phone, it's showing him all over Chad Daybell's property, doing some, pinging all over the yard. And on that same day, Chad Daybell messages Tammy Daybell and tells her that he had to burn some limbs in the yard and that a raccoon got in the yard, and so he buried it in the pet cemetery.
He had to get the gun out and shoot the raccoon.
Shoot the raccoon and
but
bury it in the pet cemetery.
Right. And he said it was a good day or something.
It was a good day.
Yeah.
And so they were like, this is weird. This is all happening on the same day.
Everything's kind of adding up. Yeah.
They show up at Mr. Chad's house, Crazy Pants, and start digging up his yard. And at this point, sadly, they find the remains of Tylee and JJ.
Well, when they started digging in that area, Chad takes off.
Oh yeah, Chad took off. He was like, I'm out.
Yes.
Mr. God, he was running.
Right. And he also called Lori, who was in jail at the time, like, hey, they're searching.
She said, do you want...
inside the house?
Inside the house.
The property. Yeah, he was very concerned. The property.
And all she was like, are you okay? Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. She's like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you want me to call back? Lady, you know what you need? Okay, anyways.
To put it lightly.
And so, anyways, Chad's like, peace out. He tries to head out. Police grab his...
Yeah, they grab him.
Little god self.
Right.
And arrest him. And they do find Tylee buried in one shallow grave. And she was burnt. And, which... On that, remember we said Chad had that dark list and the light list? Well, he had, for a while, they found in emails and stuff that they kept talking about how Tylee was this dark soul and stuff. And so, they were almost like, that's why they were letting her be a part of things and making her get in and manipulate, because they all...
They thought she was dark and a good liar or something. Yeah.
And so... yes. And so they actually, they found her in one grave, and then they found JJ, who actually went missing, like, they didn't do this on the same day, because she was last seen on the 8th and JJ was last seen on the 22nd. When
they did a podcast.
They did a podcast
with Melanie Gibbs'
husband,
right.
And he saw them carrying him to bed, right. But now they questioned, because they think
whether
that was
he was alive or not.
He was alive or not, because he was wearing those red pajamas.
That he was found in. He was found in red pajamas.
He was found in red pajamas, which actually on September 21st, she has a picture of him sitting on the couch in those red pajamas.
Yes.
It was so sad. And so, yes, both children were found, and so we have some audio of...
Yes.
This kind of goes along with, now that you know the story, kind of what happened. And the family, they honestly didn't think she did this. They thought she hid the kids. And then her mom...
And the sister, right?
And the sister.
Yes.
And they went on TV, like, defending her. And then after they found out, they were just like, oh my gosh. Like,
I was wrong.
I was wrong. Like, they just never thought it was possible.
Could you imagine if your kid did something like that? You couldn't imagine that. Did I raise someone so evil? I mean...
Yeah. Well, here's 2 audio clips of her speaking with the oldest son after things started coming out.
It's one clip, but I wanted to highlight one thing she said within it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So we'll play it, and then we'll do the highlight.
Mom, I've prayed for you in my worst moments. I've prayed for my siblings who swore to me were okay. I thought I could trust you. I thought that you were a completely different person. I don't know a murderous mother.
You can make judgments when you weren't there and you don't know what happened.
Again, this is what she said.
When you weren't there and you don't know what happened.
You weren't there, you don't know what happened. That, I would just want to reach through the phone and strangle her neck. It doesn't matter.
You don't know what happened. Oh, and even his face, the son, he's just like, what do you mean, don't know? Yes, we know what happened. They were murdered.
Yes.
They were murdered, period. And
by their mother.
By you guys. Like, it's obviously that the mother, Chad, and Alex were all participants in doing this to these kids. And it's disgusting. The thing is they were last seen in September. They weren't officially claimed as missing until December, and then they weren't even found until
I can look it up.
But I know the whole span over it was 10 months. It took them 10 months to find them. So totally disgusting.
Yes.
And the thing is like me and you were talking about. Oh, and they also saw that. So Charles Vallow, which was her husband, that they killed first. The first thing she did was call up the life insurance because he had $1 million life insurance. And guess what? When she called, they said she's
not the beneficiary.
You ain't the beneficiary, lady. Ha!
Yeah.
He got you. He knew you were crazy. But poor Tammy, she didn't know her husband was so crazy, and she didn't change her beneficiary.
I don't know. She should have known. She should have known.
I don't know. But
yeah. Known.
So she had like a $430,000 one. So he obviously hit hers up real fast too.
Yeah.
And they got this money, and they like went and got married in Hawaii and went on their little vacation. And it's absolutely horrific that there are people like this. Now, the latest on it, they were obviously both arrested. She did get sentenced and go through, the whole process.
Right.
The whole court,
Right.
she did get life without the chance of parole. At first they were trying to say they were saying she couldn't stand trial, that she was too mentally gone.
They postponed it.
They postponed it until she did get approved, and then they put her out there.
Yeah, you're saying enough.
They said they were going to make her get sane enough. And so they got her sane enough. They put her out there, and she got life without the chance of parole. And actually, Chad Daybell is still in the process.
Going through his court process.
Going through his court process, because we just checked into it. And he's still, as of this week, was in court.
So, really quick, Kaylee was assumed to be killed Tylee was assumed to be killed on April 9th. And her body was found on June 9th.
Yeah.
So
sad. And then I think JJ was killed September 22nd, and then he was also found June 9th.
Yeah.
So it's horrific. Like that in the yard. I mean, there's so many things and like we said, if you do want to check it out, go to Netflix, watch Sins of a Mother. It's a 3-episode documentary, and you can see this all laid out.
And not very long either. The first 2 episodes are 50 minutes, and the last one was 40.
Yeah, it isn't too bad.
No. But that said, my whole takeaway from this is, I think there's a special place in hell for people who hurt children. There's a special place for parents who hurt their children.
Heck yeah, because that's supposed to be like...
that's who you're supposed to supposed to defend.
Yeah.
That's who you're supposed to rely on, are your parents.
There's all these stories of these parents that hurt their children, and it's like they kill them and they do all these horror. It's just like they're like your babies, Yeah, this one has definitely been a doozy.
Right.
And
but the other interesting thing that also kind of sickens me a little bit is like she was doing this all in the name of the Lord.
Oh yeah, well they said Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And but only you know what's funny though? I want to know where the 144,000 people came up.
I don't know.
But we're like only 144,000, and they were saying they were building a new Jerusalem. That's what they were saying.
Oh really? Okay.
In Rexburg, they were going to build a new Jerusalem.
Oh, that's right.
There.
I think I remember that.
And only 144,000 people were going to make it to this new heaven world, and only 144 people would be established. And he wrote books on this. He did like little conventions. That's where he met Lori and got his little followers. Absolutely crazy. And you know, and they were like you said, they were using religion as a way to say this is why we're doing this. Because they're dark, they're light, they're evil, and he can see through them.
Here's what I don't get. And even Melanie Gibbs called him out on this on the phone call. We didn't add that on there. And she's like, Christ would not want you to kill anybody.
Yeah.
And so I had to look it up. So it wasn't in the film that she said this. I looked this up and I started getting, and that's where I got these clips. But Melanie Gibbs, like, I have a bad feeling about this, and Christ would not want you to hurt these children.
Yeah.
And Lori was like, I know, they're in a safe place. They're in a good place now.
That's so creepy. Oh yeah, because of what they said is that
you got to set the body free.
You got to set the body. You got to set the spirit free by killing the body. And that's, I mean, they really believe this? Like, insane.
These people walk amongst us.
That's what's insane.
I know. And I have kids up there in that area.
Oh gosh.
So I don't think I had them at that time. I don't think. I think my kids just moved up there at that time.
Wow.
So interesting, but
well, this was True Crime Tuesday, and sadly, it's horrible crime.
Yeah.
Horrible. I mean, they all are horrible, but when it's kids and when it's the parents, it makes it a little more intense too. But yeah.
Okay. Do you know who we're doing next?
I have some ideas.
I have some ideas too.
Okay.
I'm hoping yours don't depress me as much.
Oh.
Thanks. I was having a good day when I watched this.
Well, she's crazy, man.
She is. I mean, I don't know if there's a line, a bold line, or a gray area between crazy and evil, but she is definitely an
She's
evil.
A waste of space. Sorry, excuse of a human being. And I hope, never mind. I'm not.
Did she get Did you say she got life in prison or death penalty?
She got life in prison without the chance of parole.
Okay.
I think a lot of people wanted that death penalty.
I think they said they were pushing for it, but they didn't get it.
But yeah, I know that Chad Daybell is trying to like fight all these things. Like, that's why his is going on and on. It's like, dude, it was your house.
Right.
And you think you're God. Like,
no, bro.
You're literally telling people you're evil and your body must die. Like,
yeah, I mean, and also another thing is, Chad's family kind of separated ways with him because they saw they were like, yeah, we don't know what you're doing with all those books and stuff like that. Yeah, no, and they separated with him. They're like, they had no contact with him.
Well,
that's why his family wasn't more part of it.
I think, Lori, peace out, be gone. All right, guys. Well, this has been. We came back with True Crime Tuesday, but we got to wrap it on up.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, check out Chris and Andrea in the morning. Check out Andrea's news in the afternoon. And then, of course, your number one favorite show, Amanda and Aaron with Live at 5. Back at you tomorrow. All right, guys. I'm Amanda.
I'm Aaron.
And what? We're out.